Now that I have your attention, subscribe to my YouTube channel Celestina Monkey, which also serves as TFM's backup YouTube channel, in case he has his channel taken down, or can't upload to his main channel again. Also please subscribe to TFM's BitChute. It automatically mirrors all videos uploaded to both YouTube channels, and if TFM is ever driven from YouTube entirely, that is what he will be uploading. Lastly, you can follow me on Instagram, and TFM on Twitch. All links will be in the description. Thank you for your time, and enjoy the video.
See how much.
All right, let's move on to the next article.
All right, next article. This is from a website I've never heard of called gc4women.org. I have no idea what that stands for, but someone sent me this article. Hashtag axe the pink tax. Okay, I get it. The problem with these hashtags is there's no spaces, so it's hard to tell when one word ends and another word begins. So, all right, so the pink tax. The reason why I want to talk about this, I have a solution for the pink tax. And it's brilliant in its simplicity, and I'm giving this away. If you work in some kind of consumer goods company, I'm going to give you an idea which is going to make your company money, and it's going to save you from lawsuits. And I'm giving it away because I want you to do it. So the pink tax is basically feminist bitching that they spend more on consumer goods because they demand higher quality and more bells and whistles than men. Because a lot of times they don't pay the bills. You know, they're living at a man's expense. They're either a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home wife, or they're on welfare or what have you. So a man pays for everything, so they don't care what it costs. And so they demand the Deluxe stuff. Like a man's razor is just plastic with a couple razor blades in it, maybe a lubrication strip. A female razor has to have a rubber textured grip, and it has to have lubricating strips and shit like that. And they demand more stuff that costs more to make, so their products cost more. And they're trying to axe the pink tax. What they think this is going to work like insurance, where basically because men go to the doctor less than women, and so women were using more health care than men, health insurance was actually more expensive for women for a while, because it should be. Women use health care a shit ton more than men. However, women, they wan to the government, and the government's like, oh, you poor woman. So let's make it against the law to charge women more for health insurance. So then men's health premiums started going up in order to offset women's health care costs. So they think this is how that works, but this isn't insurance. This is consumer goods. So here's my solution. This is my way to axe the pink tax. Companies, if you make products that have like a male version and a female version, get rid of the whole, X for him, X for her. Get rid of that shit. The male version becomes the basic model. The female version becomes the deluxe model. And that's it. There is no for him, for her. There's basic and deluxe. So, for example, razors. Men they just want a piece of plastic with a razor blade on it. That's it. So it's going to be much cheaper than a female razor, but it's not a razor for him. Women can use a male razor, by the way. There's nothing stopping a woman from buying the cheap razor and shaving her legs and shit with it. They just don't. They want the expensive, Venus razor. So you make the regular razor the basic, and you make the female razor the deluxe. Now, how do you get around the whole, this is marketed to women? You stop marketing to women. In fact, you don't even have people in the commercial. Just advertise the product. Leave it at that. And on the packaging, have pink and blue stripes. Makes sense. You have a pink stripe and a blue stripe on all the packaging. So it's gender neutral. It's not marketing to men or women. The cheap product is the basic model, which is what the men will buy, and the deluxe product is for the women, and women will still buy it. So nothing will change. All you did is change the packaging and the marketing, and you solve the problem. And then there's no pink tax because there are no female products anymore. And now the few products that are that have to do with vaginas, because obviously men don't have vaginas. So things like Summer's Eve and shit like that, stuff that actually goes into your fucking vagina, obviously that's going to be marketed to women. But there's no pink tax there because men don't use those products. So there's no male version of Summer's Eve. There should be for some of these manginas. There should be like Summer's Eve for men, where it's just like fucking.
They needed his mouthwash.
Yeah, it's like ass douche. Right. It's like for all your orifices. So
Right, exactly.
yeah, but assuming
Here's your mouthwash for the angina.
here's
Summer's Eve.
here's some summer's eve. Wash your boy pussy out. But
Right.
generally, so there are products that are made exclusively for women because for their periods and shit like that. There's no pink tax there. Now they could argue, oh well, women spend more on sanitary products. Well, because they have periods. Men don't bleed from their balls, so they don't need to buy anything to catch the blood from their balls. Now, when it comes to clothing, the reason why men's clothing is cheaper is because of economies of scale. Men only need clothing in like a handful of sizes because it's all based on like your waistline and like your leg length when it comes to pants and so forth. Because women demand form-fitting clothing to show off their curves and get attention, it requires a lot more different measurements. Like a shirt that has to be tight, you have to take in the cup size as well as the shirt size. So that requires multiple different sizes. Whereas a man might have 6 sizes, small, medium, large, extra large, extra, extra large, whatever. A woman will have 24B, 24A, 24C, 24D for every cup size in every size. So because there have to be so many, and also that's also why when you go into a clothing store, like 4/5 of the store is women's clothes. It's because they need so many sizes and everything, but that affects the economies of scale. Because a man, so that's why stuff is cheaper for men. But again, there's nothing stopping a woman from wearing men's clothes. I dated a girl in high school who was a tomboy who wore men's clothes because they had functional pockets and everything.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, this is a pro tip for any women that are listening out there. Okay, if you're dating a guy, right, and you're concerned about your clothing and how it looks, let me explain something to you. Your clothes look just fine on the floor next to the bed. After that, the guy really just doesn't give a shit. Right. He really doesn't, because he wants to have sex with you. So your clothes look good on the floor. You should be in the bed, and there you go.
And unless you're going
stomach full, balls empty.
And unless you're going out like somewhere fancy or like you're celebrities and you're going to the fucking Emmys or something like that. You could wear jeans and a hoodie and no one gives a shit. But women want these sexy clothing so they can show off their curves and get male attention. But that costs money. That's why everything's more expensive. So women do this to themselves. They want the fancy stuff. They want the form-fitting clothes that requires more sizes and less economies of scale. And then they complain about how oppressed they are because they spend more on these products. But nothing's stopping them from buying the cheaper stuff. Hold on.
It's one over here in Asia.